Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Trio of Positivity podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I am here with my fellow Trio of Positivity member, Miller, and our guest positivity member, I guess a third and a half. No, I guess half. We'll call you half positivity member.
We'll take it.
Ben. Boys, happy Monday. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I love seeing you guys. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here. It's a fucking beautiful day.
Victory Monday of the year. We enjoyed
Second Victory Monday in a row. When was the last time we won 2 games in a row?
You guys just have to keep bringing me back because I keep bringing the wins.
That's fair. That's fair.
He is 2-0
this year.
Or is it because Boopin is on vacation he's getting us the win? So Boopin should not come back.
Ooh. I disagree. I want Boops back.
All right, let's get some of the nonsense out of the way. You can find us on Facebook, Trio Positivity. We are on Twitter at Trio Positivity. We have a YouTube channel, Trio Positivity Podcast, and we have a TikTok? ? We own the website name, but we have nothing on there because we're broke. We'll eventually do something with it. But now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about week 4 in the NFL. We're going to start with our guest, Ben. Ben, what are your overall thoughts on week 4, not the Bears, just week 4 as a whole?
I didn't watch a whole lot outside the Bears because I was sick all weekend, but I think there was plenty of offense to go around, a lot of high-scoring games, so remember to take your overs, boys and girls.
Miller, what about you? What are your thoughts on the NFL of week 4?
And don't bet on the Chargers.
Well, just text Miller and see what he's betting on and bet the opposite.
That's a good one, too.
I think we've done that before. There was a time where we used to do that on a separate bet, but that's...
So I do not have a reaction about week 4, just more of a general question about an announcement that was recently made. Who would lose more viewers during the Super Bowl? Taylor Swift or Bad Bunny?
I don't care because I'm not watching it either way.
Here's the thing. Okay, I'm glad you brought this up because this was going to be my thing to bring up as well. I think week 4, his name escapes me. Giants' new quarterback looked pretty good.
Jackson Dart. He threw for 111 yards, but yeah, sure, we can go.
He looked pretty good for his start. Looked pretty good. That's all I want to say. Looked pretty good.
I guess I'll say injuries because there was loads of injuries.
And they keep piling up. They seem to like every game now. If it's Thursday, Sunday,
jackasses.
Well, this is
I answered it.
This is more interesting. Okay, so here's the thing. I got to send a couple memes, which I think are hilarious. Miller, you are absolutely correct.
I know. It's already,
social media has been fantastic with some of these. Here's the thing. I think they both equally would have lost viewers. One, because it's Taylor Swift, so it's already polarizing as it is. Mm-hmm. And the other, no one here really speaks Spanish. So there's not really much. I would say we're in the same boat. However, there was one meme that saved it for me. It was Jay-Z just bopping his head, having no idea what song was coming. That's the same thing that happened with J-Lo and Shakira when he was also at the Super Bowl, which people seem to forget. But this will be the second time. He's headlining the Super Bowl, but this will be the second time he's performing it. It's going to be great. There's going to be tits and asses everywhere. It is going to be fantastic. If you haven't seen the Bad Bunny music video, I have plenty of recommendations. I was very happy with this announcement. There's just something about his performances that I love. I think it might be one of the, and I think it's in California too, right? It's a Super Bowl
in San Francisco.
It's in San Francisco. Plenty of Hispanics and ice over there too. We're gonna be clashing all night long. It's gonna be fantastic.
There's no ice in San Francisco.
Oh well,
I bet you there will be.
We are not a political show. We are not a political show. If anyone wants to cancel us, listen.
He's gonna send them on January 31st.
You know it. You know it.
Listen. I don't want to cause trouble here. I'll just say this: whatever the president wants to do,
No,
doing
fuck
fine.
that.
He's
Fuck
doing
him.
fine. Anyways, but yeah, one thing I did want to bring up as far as like the NFL is concerned, fucking 3.5 hours, and we still got a tie.
God. That was brutal.
That was the most anticlimactic finish I think I've ever seen. It was like you hit the field goal, and you're like, fuck. Like that's what I said as soon as that field goal went. It's like, well, fuck.
Because it goes from being one of those all-time great games to a game that becomes irrelevant. Because it's a tie.
Boys.
Although it could impact playoffs in the later end of the year if Green Bay keeps winning, but they're not looking hot.
Yeah, but it's not like memorable overall. Like, yeah, it could impact things, but it's not like it's just like, well, this was a waste of time.
You're right. The game itself won't be memorable other than the effect it has on the record. That's it.
Boys, I hate to say this. Jordan Love looks dangerous. I hate saying that. He played really well, and
he didn't play as well as Caleb.
And it was against the terrible Cowboys defense, and they didn't have CeeDee Lamb again. And they still put up 40.
That's
against the vaunted Packers defense.
Here's the thing, though. Maybe the owner in Dallas knew something, because holy shit, 40 points. Jordan Love threw how much?
I think it's an emotional game.
Over 300?
I thought that was an emotional game between the Packers and the Cowboys.
3-0 on the touchdown side. Yeah, I mean,
I don't see that continuing for the Cowboys. I'm sorry. I think Dak might be able to do it, but
no, those are Jordan's numbers.
I know.
Okay.
I moved on.
You're just saying in general. Oh, my bad.
I moved on.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Dak might be able to put up some offensive numbers, but I just don't see them keeping up with these teams.
I feel like Dak has had. Like, he's doing fine. I don't think that he's doing bad.
Dak is doing what I was expecting him to do this year,
which is
just ball out. He's played really well. It's just the defense can't stop anybody.
Except against the Bears. What'd he throw? 3 picks? Come on, bro.
He lost CD. Every other game he's played really solid.
He didn't have CD this game, didn't throw 3 picks.
Game planning, dude.
He threw 2 picks. 2 picks.
It wasn't 3.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on, because I know where this episode's going. Also, full disclosure, I tried using an AI service to create a jingle. The jingle was going to be Miller's Glazing Minute. It also known as MGM. Couldn't find the right jingle, but I just want you to know, Miller, I've created a segment for you. Welcome to MGM, Miller's Glazing Minute. You get 1 minute to glaze as much as you want.
I feel like we're going to get sued over that. There's a small studio that makes films that might have an issue with us calling it the MGM segment.
Listen, if someone from if someone from MGM is actually listening to this podcast, I understand. We'll take the lawsuit and we'll lose. Okay, I'll put that out there. Like, I get it. All right, but just to recap, I'm gonna do the little recap that was written for me.
Yeah, I was gonna do something fun.
Yeah, well, I don't care. I'm just gonna read what it says again. I don't go over anything that's on here because I go straight off the dome and I'm always right. So this is what was written for me. 38 seconds left. Dan Carlson sets up a game-winning 52-yard field goal with the Raiders down 24-25. Snap, kick, and it's blocked by Josh Blackwell. That's how it ended. So how did it go? So Miller, take it away. That was
I would have said that with so much more emotion.
Yeah,
you do realize when I write notes, I don't write it verbatim. Mister, I go off the dome. You're not supposed to read it. Actually,
that's not what I wrote, though. That's what I'm reading something I didn't write, because if I didn't read it right, you're gonna yell at me.
Fair.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna write it or read it.
Oh, you didn't say, but go ahead, Miller. If you want to give it your shot, go for it.
No,
show us how it's done.
Show us how it's done. Just keep going.
So the game obviously ended in a blocked field goal. The Bears got the win. Whoop whoop. Where do you want me to start? Do you want me to start with the MGM? Do you want me to go someplace else.
Listen,
Go over
my
the
goal is to
agenda
give
where
you
I
the
was going on the
MGM.
agenda.
My
do the
goal was
agenda, do the agenda, and then glaze after.
Okay,
We all know
we'll
you're
do the
gonna
MGM
I like
afterwards.
that. I like that. Okay, so first we're going to start off with some key plays. At the start of the game, the defense showed out. We had 2 defensive turnovers in basically the first quarter. Great. Unfortunately, for the offensive side of the ball, we had 10 yards of offense from those 2 turnovers. And after almost 2 quarters of play, I think we had 3 turnovers and 6 points. It was pretty embarrassing overall considering the amount of turnovers. Max Crosby was a game wrecker when it came to the Bears. 3 batted passes, an interception, a forced fumble in the first half alone. We'll get to the offensive line later. Ashton Genty finally had a good game of offense. He busted a 64-yard touchdown run, which pushed the Raiders' lead to 14-6. But the Bears weren't asleep at the wheel, you know? Caleb woke up, baby. Nails a 27-yard touchdown pass to Rome, the only player in the NFL to score in every game so
It's not
far.
the Glazing moment yet. Calm down.
Whoop, whoop. But we didn't stop there. We were still down going into the final 5 minutes of the game. I believe, I'm trying to do quick math here. I believe it was 19-24. Caleb's got the rock. He leads us on a 5-minute touchdown drive to put us up 1 with about 2 minutes remaining. And the rest was talked about horribly at the beginning of this segment. But Josh Blackwell walks away the hero on special teams, blocking a field goal to win the game for the Bears. Fuck yes. If I have anything to take away from this game, I think resiliency is one of the words, because this team didn't break. And the fact that this isn't our normal Bears team that we're used to seeing. We played in a shit ton of games like this last year, and we lost them all. And this year, it was a fucking shit show from the start, pretty much. But they pulled out the W at the end of the day.
I got 2 things to say on that. That Ashton Genty touchdown run, I watched the replay again. It's like this millisecond he crossed the goal line, he dropped the ball. I was like, oh my God.
I did see that.
He did it too. I thought he just, what's his name? JT'd it. But unfortunately he did not. And then we aren't going to talk about that 2-point conversion at the end of the game. Just going to skip past that pathetic
It was
play.
irrelevant.
Oh, irrelevant. If they would have got it and the Raiders hit the field goal, then we are the overtime game. So it wasn't irrelevant. We got lucky.
Well, it turned out to be
Can
irrelevant.
I just say this would have been the worst game to go to overtime?
No, what though?
Given what I've seen, I think this would have been the worst.
As much as
What are you talking about?
As much as I like to hate on Caleb, he big game drives it, dude. When the game's on the line, he has been actually leading us for touchdowns, and I'm not going to take that away from him. He is an end of the game specialist.
Well, I mean, you can say that. That's fine. I value your opinion on that. I value everyone's opinion,
Except mine.
to an extent. One thing which Miller forgot to put in his notes, because he doesn't do the research. The Bears just won their 800th win in franchise history, marking them number 2 overall in wins. I figured that would have been maybe that could have been more of the Glazing side. But I guess we can all agree the offense did not look as good as we hoped, given what we were looking at from last week, which my point stands correct. We've yet to have 2 consecutive offensive games where we actually look competent. We are back to square one. Hopefully,
you're not back to square one, you dumbass.
Can you let me finish, good sir? We are back to square one when it comes to getting 2 good offensive games in a row. See, he knows
Whatever.
I'm right. That's why he's doing that.
I mean, at the end of the day, not every game is going to be purpose.
I understand
perfect.
it. Listen,
we're not.
Miller,
It's not going to be perfect every time. We're not going to put up 300 yards every game and 4 touchdowns.
The thing, though.
It's not going to happen. But the problem is when you don't. I'm not going to get there. It's MGM. Can I get my MGM moment now?
You want your MGM now, or do you want Ben to
Well,
No,
Ben's,
I'm gonna ruin it afterwards. Let him glaze first.
Ben's
Okay.
brain wasn't working there. He was just breathing heavy, so I just took over the reins.
Okay, are we going to talk about anything else on your stuff here, or are we good to keep going?
I covered the key plays. If there's any other key plays that you saw, well, Ben thinks that the 2-point conversion was important, but
Well, what about Tyreek's pick? That was an insane catch. That was
full extension.
Awesome.
I
Was
kind of
awesome.
covered
And the bounce
turnovers,
back,
yes.
the bounce like onto his feet was pretty cool too.
I think he got the wind knocked out of him. That's why he was struggling.
I was so worried that he was going to be out. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
And he
I
went
think
down.
I recall, I forget where it was in the group chat. We were celebrating a turnover or stuff of some kind, and I just see someone write, "Oh no," because we thought someone was injured.
That was me. Yep.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
what did I miss? And then Miller right away to save the day is like, nope, heard he was he walked on his own. We're good.
Well, he
Yeah,
just
I
said the crowd clapped, and I didn't see that on my end, so I thought
I
he
heard
was
cheering
down.
going into the break, so I figured that he got up.
All right, Miller, I'm gonna start a timer. You get 1 minute. This is Miller's glazing minute of Caleb Williams' performance on week 4. Take it away.
I was just really proud of this, and I had a Scrubs moment, so I'm going to lead it off with one of these. Roller coaster. Holy roller. Ooh. I was feeling that song today at work. That is what Caleb Williams Day was like yesterday. Very much a roller coaster from the start. The offense started so slow. Like I mentioned earlier, we had 10 yards of offense after 2 key turnovers from our defense, and it didn't really improve from there as far as the first half is concerned. Max Crosby had a huge impact, deflecting 3 passes of Caleb's, which limited him. But going into the second half, he really turned up the heat, ended up scoring twice in the second half, touchdowns. One of them was a game-winning drive that we talked about. Really settled in. He did have his moments, some inaccurate throws, but overall, not as good as last week, obviously, but he put up 212, 1 TD, 1.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is Miller's glazing minute. Yes, that's right.
No,
We mute him when he goes over a minute of glazing. So, Ben, what did you think of his minute? That's going to be the new segment. He will just be muted after a minute. All we're giving him. And then we can have a normal conversation. So, Ben, what do you think?
To be fair, he didn't glaze as hard as I thought he would, which is...
I figured the glazing was going to come at the very beginning. Like
It's appropriate.
He's edging us. He's leaving us on climax here.
All right, some stats to showcase Caleb's inaccuracy downfield once again. 1 for 4 on deep balls over 20. 3 for 8 on passes from 10 to 20 yards, and one of those was a pick. And then his short stuff was short stuff. Pretty good there. I will say on his behalf, when he escapes the pocket and does that sideline sprint, he can absolutely rifle a ball. Like the one to Komet that bounced off the turf as he was catching it, like that.
It bounced off his hands.
No, it bounced off the turf.
It bounced off the turf.
But
he
anyway,
dropped it.
Yes,
Miller,
he did drop it,
Miller, your glazing's got to come down now. We gave you a minute.
What I'm saying is that ball was a BB. He that was insane power from on the run. So I'll give him that. He does throw the ball really, really hard.
Threw it so hard it hit Swift on his hands and bounced off of him too on that short one.
God, that was terrible.
And I got told that no, it wasn't hard. That was a fucking bullet.
That was a bullet.
Yeah,
And
you still catch that.
No, you don't. He's so
he
close.
should have caught it, but that was too hard. That was a little too hard.
Miller, stand 5 feet away from me and let me just chuck the shit out of a football.
It was like 5 yards. The problem is Swift was looking ahead, and then he didn't turn his head back to Caleb quick enough. So the ball hit him as soon as he was looking at Caleb.
Because the ball went 100 miles an hour. What do you mean?
Okay, so if he would have floated it to him, he would have gotten probably rocked by a defender, and then you guys would be talking about how Caleb left his running back out to dry. So you can't have it both
of course.
ways.
This is not going to be a win-win for him. I'm not going to give you layups.
Another awesome stat. ESPN Analytics has the 2 most open wide receivers in the NFL. Can you guess their names?
Wait, the two in the overall NFL?
Overall NFL, all wide receivers. The top two, guess who they are?
I God, don't let
It's
it be
DJ
more.
Moore and Roma Tunce.
It sure as fuck is.
No
And
way.
Guess what? Caleb can't hit fucking DJ to save his life, and Rome had another Rome game where he looked really good and then not so good. Let's skip over Komet because that was something
All right,
awful.
well, hold on. Listen, in fairness to Miller, I don't think he got to finish all his points on Caleb. He was kind of going.
No, I'm waiting. I have one more thing up my
Go
sleeve.
for it.
No,
Go for it.
We'll
Go for it.
continue. We'll continue.
Just know that that's going to be our segment. It's Miller's Glazing Minute. You get 1 minute unprompted. You get to say whatever you want. We won't do anything, but when that minute's up, I'm cutting that mic.
What? How many sacks did they have again? Like the Bears, or against the Bears?
I think it was just one.
It's just one, right? I mean,
yeah, there should have been more. I think there was one where he was
should have
like,
been at least 4.
I think there was one where he got tackled, but I think they ruled it a run.
Oh, the one where he also the pocket completely collapsed on him, and he did this one swivel move or like I forgot what it looked like. I'm like, he should have been sacked. I even said it out loud, like that should have been a sack, and he got out of it. So,
dude, I'm not gonna glaze him too hard, but he is incredible at doing that. He is almost as good as Justin Fields at escaping the pocket.
And that was a collapsed pocket. That wasn't even a design like I just need to move.
Justin Fields is so good at escaping the pocket because he doesn't even stand in the pocket. He just gets the ball and runs.
You can't call it escape.
Watching that game, dude, there was absolutely nobody blocking for him tonight. Every single play, every single
it's
snap.
Always the excuse with Fields, never with Caleb.
Is it not true though?
Back to me.
Is it not true though?
It's true. Miller just won't admit it, but it is true. He had a free rusher
also,
every single
play. Can we talk
play.
about what happened today where he's like, oh, Fields threw 21 yards. Imagine if Caleb did that. And I was like, yeah, he threw -4 against the 40.
He didn't throw -4, you idiot. He threw
Sacks
like 37.
Count. Sacks count. What do you mean?
Okay, then go pull up Fields. He at the time he
didn't get sacked for 40 yards. That's what made the difference.
He had like the sack fumble.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
Go for it.
Okay. Through his first 21 games, Caleb Williams has 28 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
I should have cut it off.
This is the best start by a number 1 pick in NFL history.
According to who?
And that has resulted in a total of 7 fucking wins. So,
wait, according to who? Who's your source on that?
I think it's just the best touchdown to interception ratio through 21 games.
Okay, who's your source?
I don't fucking know. Go count his touchdowns and interceptions. It's not a source. It's a fucking stat.
Let's get into his actual performance. Miller gobbled down as much as he could here. I will give credit to Caleb. The run game was non-existent, which caused him to be
Oh, really?
more...
Because wasn't the end of the end text that you sent.
Oh, I have
Swift
a point.
Was the MVP.
I have a point to make on that, but yeah, the run game was non-existent. I always mess up his name, Miller. Kyle
Manungai.
Thank you, Manungai. There was some spurts where I'm like, okay, he could be the guy, but now I'm looking at his stats. He only had 4 carries, so I thought he had more. So. Boys,
where are you guys? Where are you?
Here's my question.
Agenda. Where are you?
It's not an agenda. I had a question because we're switching to the offense, so I have a question.
You just talked about the running game.
Yes, the running game being an issue for Caleb. This is called a transition. It's a transition.
That's like 4 fucking bullet points down.
Again, could give 2 shits about your agenda, but how much is this going to affect Caleb in the long run if the Bears cannot seem to produce a running back?
Well, we're fucked on the running back situation unless we get a trade, which I don't see Poles doing. So we're just going to have to deal with Swift till the end of the year. I think when the offensive line gets back to being healthy, you put Darnell Wright back out there. Hopefully Braxton Jones is healthy coming out of the bye. They can move the line. The interior is really solid. Running to the left isn't our strong point. Running to the right is better. And it's just a matter of Swift hitting a hole. The guy is a magnet to our O-linemen's rear ends and just falls over. He just needs to learn how to be a running back. And until that happens, the running game's going to struggle.
I mean, he's not going to learn how to be a running back. What is this? His like 8th season? He's not going to change. He is who he is. So what I see happening here is I see after they're going to take their moments to evaluate all the tape, I think Monangai is going to get more carries going forward. Because if you look at this game, he averaged 4.7 a clip. Obviously, it's a small sample size of 4 carries. But I mean, Swift has been averaging 2.7 the last 2 games. Is that really worth keeping trying? He's not. He's a change of pace back. He needs to be given the ball in space, and that's what he does. He doesn't run through the tackle. So why keep trying something that doesn't work?
So I'm glad you brought it up in that way, because the last drive, there was a lot of touches to Swift that set up the touchdown, which I found it surprising that we would do that, given that we had no success. So it's nice to see that Johnson is still trying to make that part of the identity of the team, that, hey, even though we're sucking, we're going to give our running backs the ball. We're going to give them the ball. So I think a lot of Swift's numbers for this game were carries that help set up the team, not necessarily get the yardage. Now, in the group chat, yes, I did say that Swift helped tremendously, because on some of the possessions that we had in that last drive had Swift's name all over it. So just putting that out there. I'm not saying it's a key to success for the future. I'm just saying if Johnson has the balls to put the ball on him towards the end, even though our rushing game was not there, there might be something to this. But I'm agreeing with Miller. I'm sorry, whoever said it might have been Ben. I forget who just said it. I apologize, guys. I think Monangai might get more of the first, second down touches, and Swift will become that third down back.
Maybe, but he's still a rookie, so you're not going to get him.
We've
on
had
the
this
full
before
package.
with rookies, though. Who was the rook? Was it Thomas? Thomas was Benson? Wasn't it Benson that also got touches like that as a rookie? And
he was drafted higher. I mean, the problem is, Ben, when you don't have anything left, what are you supposed to do?
I mean, they haven't used Roshan at all. Which I don't understand.
That's like the biggest question in Chicago right now. Like, why haven't they used him at all? It's kind of crazy.
He plays special teams and he gets holding on punting, so he's clearly healthy enough to play.
He got a tackle. He did get a big tackle.
I understand he's playing, right? So if he's playing special teams, why the hell aren't we using him on short yardage downs where he can run through 2 guys and get the 3 yards we need?
Fucking idea. It's crazy.
It is absolutely insane.
You go look at what the Houston Texans just did. Obviously, they have their Mixon issue, and obviously they signed Nick Chubb, right? But then they have a 4th round rookie in Willie Marks that over the first 4 games has slowly taken over. And then this last week, he went for over 100 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, just because they're drafted later doesn't mean they're going to be irrelevant. When you don't have an effective running game, why are you keep beating a dead horse?
He
can't run through the tackle.
Shouldn't even have been drafted. He was not on anybody's board. Monangai was going to be a UDFA. We could have got him for free and taken a gamble on somebody else.
Oh, give me a break. Every single player that's drafted in the 7th round, you can argue is going to be a UDFA.
Okay, what about Hippolyte in the 6th or 5th or whatever?
We've already had this conversation. I'm just saying, if you can't call 7th rounders, they're going to be UDFAs. Like, obviously, a 7th rounder has a high probability of possibly being a UDFA.
So
but
just
doing Hippolyte, yes, we've already had this discussion. It was a horrible pick.
So just doing a quick Google search and news on Roshan Johnson, there really hasn't been anything. The only thing that seems to be consistent is it seems to have a foot injury. It seems to be repetitive on multiple Wednesday announcements of people that are practicing. So it does look like there. I mean, I'm speculating here, of course, but it could be that maybe they're having him slowly ease into things. I don't know. I don't know why you would even list him, but was he rumored to get cut before the season?
So.
I don't think so, right? I know that Ben Johnson said good things about the rookie, but I don't think it was good enough to replace Roshan Johnson. I think we're all in agreement there. Okay. Moving on. Miller, is there anything you want to point out on this
I
agenda of yours?
I don't know where the fuck we are anymore.
We're at the very beginning.
We'll start at
Yeah,
the
go at the
top of
beginning.
offensive performance. The offensive line meltdown and shuffle that occurred. Obviously, if you watch the first half of the game, the offensive line was pathetic, to say the least. Max Crosby was in the backfield almost every play, it seemed like. We started the game with Theo Benedict on the right tackle because Darnell Wright was missing. And as much hate as I've spewed about Darnell Wright, I will beg on my knees, please come back. I will give you the Caleb treatment if you need it. But like, come on, we need him back because the right side of our line was just awful for the first half of the game. Then there's a lot of smoke with the Braxton Jones situation. Apparently he has a foot injury. I haven't really heard anything official on that. Some people are saying that he kind of got benched because he played so poorly in the first half. We don't really know what happened there, but basically towards the end of the first half, Theo Benedict got moved to the left side of the line, and then Ozzie Trapillo came in on the right side of the line, and it really seemed to stabilize the line for the most part going into the second half. So at least we know the kid can play. I mean, he's a second round talent. We drafted Ozzie Trapillo, steps in at his normal position and plays. So that's a positive. Obviously, we drafted him to be a left tackle, but whatever. Who the fuck drafts people anyways? But that was one thing that was a big key. Getting that stabilization, it seemed to really help the offense start to move the ball. As I think they got a field goal before half, and then they obviously scored 2 touchdowns in the second half.
I mean, he looked good one-on-one against Crosby. He handled him more times than not. So I think worst case scenario, at the end of the year, we get rid of Braxton and we slide Darnell to the left side. Trapillo takes over the right side, and now you got your tackles. Worst case scenario, right? Because I don't know if Darnell can play the left because he was only a right tackle in Tennessee. But if Trapillo can look that good against Crosby in his first NFL game, like, you've got a stud, right?
Yeah.
I just want to point out something though. As much as we want to bitch on the offensive line, Max Crosby balled out. Like, there's no other way of putting it. Like, his performance alone carried that team. Like, the amount of times that I saw that, there's a specific replay that I saw, and Ben, you can probably see where I'm going to this. He knew exactly what Caleb was doing to the point where the replay showed him just taking one step forward. He stopped rushing completely, and then just put his hands up.
That's okay, but that doesn't. The offensive line shouldn't allow that. That's the problem. You're not supposed to.
You're not understanding. No, you're not understanding what I'm saying. What I'm saying
I understand what you're.
the offensive line could have kept pushing him back no matter what. He already knew where that ball was going. Like, Crosby knew
what he was doing. He was waiting to try to knock the ball down. That's what he was doing.
He knew where the pass was going.
But the offensive line was not engaging with him. You can't do that if you're an offensive lineman. You can't let a lineman just put your hand up.
Right, but when you're pass
supposed
blocking,
to hit them. That's the point.
No. When you're pass blocking, you take steps back. You don't go forward at him. When you're pass blocking on the line, you take steps back and put your hands out there. On a run block, you push forward. So
I understand that, but when you have a guy that's jumping up purposefully because he knows where the ball's going, you're supposed to engage with him, knock him to the ground so that they don't keep doing the same thing.
Okay, you're talking about a general. I was just talking about the one replay. If you want to get into,
he did it 3 times. If he's going to continue to do it, you can't just let him sit back there, watch the quarterback's eyes.
I don't recall him sitting back on all the other attempts. I can go back and check. This specific one just caught my attention because it almost like either the Bears had a tell, knew the play, maybe they did some views on the film study, whatever it was. It just seemed to be like he knew where that play was going at that time. If you want to talk about the rest of the game of like, they should have done this or that, sure, I'll give that to you. But my specific example was just one where on a pass blocking scenario, he literally just took like a jab step, stayed still, and then pushed up. That's all I'm going to say on that. But
I
Max
know, and
Crosby
I
balled out.
agree with you. That was really good. But the point is, as an offensive lineman, you can't just let a defensive lineman do that.
It's Max Crosby too, though.
No, you just like Miller says, if he goes up in the air, you put two hands at his chest and shove as hard as you can. They're coached to do that. Now, whether that was when Benedict was in and he just wasn't good enough, I don't recall that exact play that you're talking about, but I think it was in the first half. So I think Benedict was so worried about getting beat on the edge that he didn't have the opportunity to come back and engage before the pass was knocked down.
Or maybe he just didn't want to because he knew he was going to get beat if he did.
The thing
Right,
is,
that's what
though,
I'm saying.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, that kind of goes back to, I'm going to say that they scouted the Bears pretty well. And knowing that if you have a guy like Crosby, that's just going to happen. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into like this one specific thing. I just want to give Crosby his flowers because he really had a hell of a game. He played great, took advantage of a situation. And so as much as I want to bitch about the O-line being what it is, when you're dealing with him, like, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's the NFL. We're gonna have to play against Micah Parsons twice a year. We have to play against Hutchinson twice a year. You can't keep making these excuses.
The Dallas Cowboys just threw 40 points on Parsons.
Yeah,
we
that's
got
true.
nothing to worry about, all right? We got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
No, but I see your point. I'm just saying this was a great performance that I got to see.
No, he did. He played really well, and no one's saying he didn't. I think another big issue that we had was because you can't establish the run, you're going to get those types of defensive plays because they don't have to worry about you running the ball. So until we can figure out how to push the line forward and have Swift hit a fucking hole.
Well, what we can do is we can just do the stumble bum and the flea flicker to avoid that, right?
Dude, that fake flea flicker, I was so pissed. I'm like, you're not running the flea flicker twice, and then
you got baited.
That was awesome.
Baited.
I really liked the fake flea flicker. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't think that was the stumble bump. I thought he just tripped.
We'll never know.
I really liked the fake field goal. I thought that was really good.
The fake flea flicker.
The fake flea flicker. Yeah, that's the one. I really like that one. Other than the face mask penalty on Swift.
Well, Boys, that was stupid on his part.
Yeah. Boys, I'm trying to find the numbers here. I don't know why it's showing me. Oh, okay, I found it. Miller, how do you feel about the Bears now and Ben Johnson with his fourth down plays? Do you feel like
I'm used to it. Yeah, I was sitting here with my mom's boyfriend talking about it, and I'm just like, it is what it is, bro.
You're not surprised anymore? I was gonna send you a message and be like, hey, how you doing over here? Like, because I figured I was gonna get a why are we doing this on fourth?
No, I'm done.
But I just wanted to bring that in.
I love it. I love the aggressiveness.
I'm on the mindset that every time we're at a fourth down in front of the 40, we're going for it. And basically, if it's in front of our 40, we're probably going for it if it's like 4th and 2. So,
our third, just for the record, third down efficiency for the Bears, they went 7 and 16.
You know what? It started like 2 and 9, so it got better as the game went on.
It got better, yep.
Yeah.
But again, I think that was the offensive line switch up really helped solidify that passing attack because Crosby was damn near invisible in the second half.
Yeah, he was. And the other thing that we had to deal with was the lack of tight end efficiency as Cole Kmet dropped 2 or 3 passes. If it hits your hands, it's fucking catchable, bitches.
Oh, you're such a bitch.
Not saying that it was a good throw, but you should catch it. But he did have.
Not saying it was a good throw, but you should catch it. That's going to be Miller's fantastic quote.
That's the facts.
Okay,
he did have the really bad drop across the middle. Yeah, that was the bad one. And then I still don't think it bounced on the one on the sideline. And that other one that was where he's fully, that was a bad one. But on top of those drops, he had 2 penalties, I think.
False starts
false
or
starts, and I
whatever
think he might have had a holding. I don't remember. It was just a bad day for Cole Kmet overall.
it was.
Boys,
Just
I just want to put this out
pathetic.
there. I've mentioned it multiple times on the podcast. I think you guys know how much I actually like Cole Kmet. I think I've mentioned this. I am officially worried now for Cole Kmet.
No.
Hold on, let me finish. Calm your tits.
Let him finish. I don't
Let me
agree with
finish.
Ben on this. I agree with Chris.
So here's a thing, and I hate this because I've watched multiple games now. Because thank you, Red Zone. Even though your commercials are actually okay, I'm okay with the Red Zone commercials. I'll just put that out there too. I've been seeing tight ends be main focal points to a point where if the tight end works, it seems that the running game works. It seems that the passing game gets better. Now, is that football? Yeah, you can say that. If you get any of those three parts, you might have a great team on the offensive side. Sure, I might be beating that horse here, but the fact that when we didn't have, and I'm horrible with names, but we didn't have the rookie tight end.
Colson Loveland.
Yeah, we didn't have Loveland. I honestly thought, oh, Kmet's going to get more touches, baby. Kmet's going to get more looks.
Well, first of all,
he probably did, didn't he? What was his target count?
He definitely had more targets today than he has all season.
He led the team in targets and had only 3 completions.
So here's what I will say though is
that's why I'm worried.
Well, look, Ben Johnson, especially in Detroit, spreads the ball around to everyone. Luther Burden had one of the worst offensive games in the history of football. I think he got -4 points on my fantasy. Like, he got the ball 4 times. You got DJ Moore, you got to get the ball. You got Roma Dunze, you got to get the ball. Swift and Monungai got the ball a bunch. Kmet got the ball a bunch. Zacchaeus gets the ball. Like, you're not going to have a guy get 12 targets in a Ben Johnson offense. So the fact that Kmet had more targets today, that means the defense was leaving him more open. And they were focusing on the receivers. Okay, he had one bad game out of 4 years with the Bears, 5 years? Like, you guys are such doomers for one game.
No, the thing is, the consistency of Kmet, like this game. So just to give you his stat lines per ESPN, 3 completions, 46 total yards. His longest was 29. He was targeted 9 times. He led the team in targets. The one that was before that was a Dunze with 8, and then Zacchaeus with 6, and Swift also had 6. So
Chris preaches this nonstop. When somebody was on the team before the regime changed, they can get cut at any time. You see the writing on the wall for DJ Moore and Cole Kmet right now. Yes, they're part of the offense. They're part of the offense, but they're not key cogs of this offense. And you don't spend a 10th overall pick in the NFL draft on a tight end to pay another tight end $14 million.
They already paid him.
Don't do that.
They paid him and then did the draft. It's not the other way around.
I know. I'm talking next year. We're talking future here. We're not talking what we did in the past. They were going to keep him because it wasn't smart enough for them to cut Cole Kmet this year. But going forward, I think he's probably going to get released next year. I just don't think he's
okay. So hold on. I see the face that you're. Let me just ask this question to you then. If he is on this pace, so right now at 4 games, 7 receptions, 116 with 1 touchdown. Whatever estimations you want to make in the 4 games that he's played, whatever, is that enough to keep him?
I mean, he's on average 700 yards a year. Like, he's not far off from. He had 1 bad game, and you guys are like, oh, he's gonna get cut. I understand that we have 2 tight ends now. Colston Loveland hasn't proven himself yet. Yes, does he look good? Yes. Are we excited because he was a top 10 pick? We should be, but he hasn't proven anything yet. And the fact is, Cole Kmet, other than yesterday, has been a really solid receiver. His completion percentage has been awesome. So
do you know why his completion
bullshit.
Hold on. Do you know why his completion percentage has been good? Because he's only gotten 1 or 2 catches per game. That's it.
And he makes the catch when he needs to. Like, he's always been reliable. He's had 1 bad game, and you're willing to cut ties. This is just incredibly doomer.
No, it's not one. It does nothing to do with the game. It has to do with the writing on the wall. Come on.
He's got 3 or 4 years left in this contract. If you're going to trade him,
no, he doesn't. There's no way.
Oh my God. What did we
Look it
just
up.
sign him for?
Miller's just saying that. I think he's wrong. I think he's got like 2 years left.
I think he has 2 years. He said 3 or 4.
I think it's 2. 2 with an option.
We have a potential out this
4
year.
years, 4 years, $50 million.
We have a potential out this year.
So
We're
he's 2
looking at
years
a
left because he signed it 2 years ago. So he's 2
$3.2
years
million
left.
dead cap.
Yeah, he has 2 years left.
$3.2 million dead cap. That's nothing. He's gone.
He's not gone. You're such
You're
a
talking
moron.
a cap hit.
Okay,
You're
you
gonna
say that though,
save-
Ben. He has
Oh
2
my
years
God.
left though. Can we
You're
agree?
gonna save
Yeah.
$8
You're right.
million.
It is 2 years now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
You're
so
going to
here's my
save
thing.
$8 million if you cut
This
him.
season,
He's as good as gone.
I'm going to end it with this. This season, he had 4 targets, 1 reception against Minnesota, 2 targets, 2 receptions against Detroit, 1 target, 1 reception against Dallas, 9 targets, 3 completions with Vegas. Those don't sound great to me. That's all I'm saying.
They're not all catchable either, Chris. We just got over this on the sideline pass wasn't
No, you're
a
right.
catchable ball.
No.
So
You're right, but
I'm gonna be
you're using
honest.
percentage. You're using percentage and saying that his completions are looking good.
See, I'm kind of in the middle here. I don't agree with Chris that you're judging his performance on 4 games because I do think he's a pretty solid receiving tight end.
I agree.
He has been his whole career.
Yes, I agree with that.
I am seeing what this regime is doing under Ben Johnson, and that's where I think that he's not going to be here long term. Because I don't think
I love Komet. I honestly have praised him, and every time we have a shit game, I always tell Miller and Boopin, "Where's Komet?" Every time I've always asked, "Where's Komet?" And we're at the point where now we're saying, "Oh, here's Komet," but any other person can see 3 of 9 targets. And yeah, sure, some of the passes were bad. I agree with you on that too. But then when you start looking at the numbers, and you're like, "Well, Loveland is there," like it's
he's hurt. He's always fucking hurt.
I mean, Ben's right.
You're right.
He's unproven and he's hurt, but there's a lot more games this year.
Yep. Miller, what else you want to go into here?
Defense. Let's drive into the defense, baby. The
All
Bears
right, go for it.
secondary stepped up. We had 4 turnovers by the defense, 2 by Kevin Byard, who is turning into quite the leader of this team on the defensive side, and 1 by Tyreek Stevenson, who has played out of his mind these last 2 games. So props to them. And then outside of that was just the normal shit that we talk about every week with this team,
Which is
the fact that we have no ability to stop the run and we have no pressure on the quarterback. Because let's be real, those interceptions that Geno Smith threw were not due to pressure.
No, they were
not. But
I think he was sitting in the pocket for the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
I hate beating the dead horse. You know how I am, but I feel like every time we see a touchdown scored on the Bears is because someone can't do a tackle.
And normally you're full of shit, but this week you're right.
This
They
week
missed several tackles on Ashton Genty that should have been done. But
now,
it is
granted,
Ashton
Genty's a
Genty,
great
so.
player. Yeah, he is a great player. I get that, but I don't know, man. You titled this week right. It's a fucking roller coaster. It's weird.
The problem is once we start playing good teams, the lack of QB pressure is going to be a huge issue because we don't have a second corner. Who are we playing? Like, I think his name is Wright. Like, we don't have a second
I think so.
corner.
Yeah.
Like, we're fucked on good teams. We've been playing 2 bad teams back to back and got 2 lucky wins. Like, we are not going to be that lucky if we start playing the Lions, the Packers, any other good, competent passing offensive team.
I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but this isn't really in the agenda. But have you looked at the Bears' schedule?
Yeah,
there's some winnable games, man.
Because their next 5 games are probably winnable based on the current situation with those teams. You're talking about the Commanders, who you don't even know if Jaden Daniels is going to play. They just got run up by, who did they get run up by? Atlanta, right? I think. Yep. And you're talking about the Saints, and you're talking about the Ravens. You don't even know if Lamar is going to be there. Their defense is in shambles right now. You're talking about the Bengals. They don't have Burrow. They're getting destroyed by Denver right now. And you're talking about the Giants. It's 5 games. The next 5 games, all winnable. But
here's the thing: we don't travel well, so that the Ravens and Bengals are away games. So is the Commanders, but I see where you're going into this conversation. As it stands right now, the NFC North, there is no team under 500.
I don't know that the NFC North is as good as we thought it was.
That's what I was going to say. I think as the year goes on, though, I think Detroit and Green Bay will get better. Minnesota, for me, is still, given the injuries, I'm not 100% sure. But I think this is going to be another
tangent.
I think it's going to be a very not physical. It's going to be complicated in the NFC North.
It's going to be competitive for sure. Okay, getting back on track. We have never done this on the agenda, but this week we did it. Special fucking teams. It probably should have been highlighted in fucking purple ink because it was so perfect. Everything. The punter. I think we had a punt down on like the 2-yard line.
Nobody touched it. It just died on the 2.
It died.
Just died at the 2.
So pretty.
The block to win the game. And Cairo Santos finally stepped up. 4 for 4 on field goals. 43-46, and he even had 2 50-yarders. Do we feel a little bit better about Cairo?
I love Cairo.
I do. Funny enough, I mentioned it in the group chat, but I don't think anyone understood what I was trying to say. Growing up, I used to remember when someone would kick like a 44-yarder or a 45-yarder, we're like, oh my God, that's so far. And now it's like a norm.
I ignored you because that was stupid.
It was stupid. I don't remember that at all.
Robbie Gould at one point couldn't hit over 50-yarders, and now it's a norm. So let's calm down, okay?
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all.
You can look it up. I think he was the most ineffective 50-yarder. I think that was one. I think that was one point his thing.
No.
Hold on. The most accurate kicker in NFL history.
Yeah, he's in the top 5 for sure.
Robbie Gould.
Good Lord, Curtis.
Oh God.
Yard kicks. Let me see.
I don't even need to bother. But the bottom line is the special teams really performed well. I got a win in one of my fantasy leagues. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Bo Nix.
Oh, yeah. He's 70%. So, yeah, he was 36 out of 51. Not that great. There you go. 70%.
Over 50? Over 50?
Yeah.
That is good, dude.
No, it's not.
That's really good.
No, it is not.
Oh, Chris. Okay, can we mute him?
80 and over.
Jesus
80
Christ.
and over, buddy.
Okay, not every kicker in the world is Brandon Audrey, okay?
Well,
calm down.
But yes, special teams.
Special teams did really good. Won the game for sure for the Chicago Bears. It was all 3 levels did phenomenal. Offense, defense, and special teams all contributed in their own way. Like I talked at the beginning, the resiliency from this team, it started shitty. The offense was slow. The defense kept us in the game with the turnovers. Special teams finished it off. And it was just like, it's just one of those wins that you just don't see if you're a Chicago Bears fan. We haven't seen it in quite a few years. So it's nice to see it this week, that's for sure.
I have a point, though.
Go ahead.
The defense, even though they got us in good positions, it did turn our red zone numbers down. So it's a glass half full kind of thing.
What are you talking about?
All right, Ben Johnson's halftime comments.
Wow, you guys really don't.
Do you have the agenda up too?
Of course I do. I actually read it.
I don't know why we're talking about this now. We should have gone into the positivity score and then into everything else. But yeah, go ahead.
It's still part of the game. Did you guys hear this?
Yeah, yes. I wanted to just throw my remote at the TV. I hated it.
Because this has gone basically viral. It was all over my Twitter feed today. So for those of you that may not have heard it, basically the reporter at halftime came to interview Ben Johnson, and the response that Ben Johnson gave was considered insulting from some people. He intimidated her. Multiple views on this, but essentially what the conversation started off as, the reporter asked Ben Johnson, your offense has struggled to take advantage of the takeaways. And Ben Johnson was like, they haven't done anything. And the reporter's like, what did you tell them at halftime? Ben Johnson said, it wasn't our brand of football, capable of a lot more. We're hitting the reset button here and come back to establish our identity. The reporter then goes, if you listen to it, it's pretty bad. She gives like a snarky tone. Do you need to change what you're doing? And Ben Johnson's like, I don't know. Do you think so? And then before she can respond, he goes, we'll be just fine.
I don't know if that's what. I don't know if that's
No.
the exact wording that she used.
Oh, it was.
Oh, it was the exact wording.
Yeah.
And
it
she was such a bitch about it. Like, I was so mad about that interview. They got to stop doing these. She's like, do you think you need to change because you didn't score points? No shit, Sherlock. Of course they're going to change something. Jesus Christ.
As the person that's taking journalism here, funny enough, the only reason I know about this is because we actually had a 20-minute discussion on this.
Yeah. Chris, take us to school, baby.
Give us the deets, baby.
So I pointed this out. My teacher didn't realize this. We watched the replay, but I pointed this out right before the interview starts. You can tell he did not want to talk. He did not want to have any sort of conversations with anyone. So right as she's talking, he goes, yep. Like, he's already in that mode. That's not a good sign. The reason that's not a good sign is because most coaches, they know they're going to have to do some kind of an interview either before or after halftime. So what my teacher said is, this is Ben Johnson probably getting caught off guard, not knowing that this was going to happen. Because when he's already out, he's already in a different mode. You can tell he's not in a I'm ready to take questions mode. And sure enough, she actually talked to your favorite radio host, Miller, today. She actually had an interview.
Favorite radio host?
From 670 to Score.
Listen, I'm 670
or whoever you listen to. She actually gave an honest answer, and she's like, listen, I thought I knew him. We had a pre-production meeting and he's joking around. Caleb came in and he started making fun of Caleb for certain things about how he was showing up. So that's what I felt his demeanor was. So I felt that he was going to come back at me in a fun, like, manner, but I'm wrong. So she took ownership of how she phrased the question. In a journalistic point, you have to remove bias from any question that you ask if you're doing any reporting for an outlet. That is very hard to do, because when you're doing that sideline review, you're not really doing journalism. You're doing entertainment. You're doing something that's going to help people stay on television. Did she ask the question wrong? You bet your fucking ass she asked it wrong. Will she probably ask it again in a different scenario with a different coach? Probably.
But you got to read the room a little bit too. He's not giving you anything. Just switch up your question.
You're right. You're right on that part. But here's the thing.
That's basically what she did. She questioned his play calling and the coach.
But here's the thing. She's we saw this. She's questioned Bill Belichick. She's questioned other coaches.
Give a shit who
Hold
she
on,
questioned.
No. See, you can't do that. You can't just say, "Oh, well, I don't care what she's done with other coaches. I care about what she did with Ben Johnson." This is Ben Johnson's first year as a head coach. Last year, he didn't have to do these kind of interviews. So it's on him to also be aware that this is going to be a thing that has to happen. If you're having a bad game, guess what? You're going to have a microphone brought to your face before halftime or after halftime. That's a norm. That's a norm in the NFL.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with the backlash that, I mean, it's kind of 50-50. I'm going to be
50-50.
honest.
Some people say that he took ownership.
Some people are like, he's fine. Other people are saying he's intimidating. If you're going to question somebody whose career has been in the sport, if you're going to question their decision-making, their coaching, you should expect to get some sort of
defensive answer.
You're going to get defensive. And she should have changed the question instead of saying, because here's the thing. He literally sets her up for a great follow-up question. It wasn't our brand of football. We're capable of more. She easily could have said, so what is your brand of football? Right. That there is a fantastic follow-up, because that you're going off of what he answered.
But you got to read him. Like, she's saying that he was goofing around in the pre-production.
Yeah.
But she saw he was pissed off.
He was pissed off.
If he was up 30, go ahead and joke around with him. He's down at halftime to a team he should be kicking their shit out of, and you're gonna fuck around with his play calling? Like, give me a break, dude.
But here's the thing, and you can look it up with other side. I'm talking sideline reporter for entertainment. That it has to be branded a certain way, because if you look at the questions that she asked Caleb Williams after the game was over, she actually used some of the stuff that he said. So you can clearly see that there is some kind of, like, moving pieces when it comes to the
Yeah, but
sideline
after the
reporting
game,
stuff.
when the emotions are starting to dwindle, you're talking about getting fired up at the halftime to go in and try to get a win out of what's currently a loss. It's not the same scenario as after a win when Caleb pulled off a victory.
Right.
Those are two different mindsets.
Right, but what I'm saying though is for Ben Johnson to kind of just go at it like that, I honestly think he was unaware that he was going to get questioned. But as an NFL head coach, you're going to get questioned. Like you should have known that was going to happen. So I don't agree. I don't
have a problem with how he answered it. I don't have a problem.
Oh no, no one has a problem with it. Like even she doesn't have a problem with how he answered it. Even she said, "I didn't realize."
Well, it's a national story, so people have a problem with it.
If you literally watch her interview, it's on YouTube somewhere. Find it.
She doesn't have a problem with it. It's fine, but
she even says, "I probably could have worded it different." So like it's a learning thing. My thing with Ben Johnson is that you could be down 50 at halftime. You could be down 60. You could be up 50. You could be up 60. They're going to talk to you. So just know that this is going to happen again. So this is just a learning thing.
This is a non-story. This is stupid.
I don't. Whatever. Let's move on. It was a story, bitch.
Okay. What I'm saying is it shouldn't be. It's such a I don't give a fuck about.
I think if he just said
field reporter, I don't care.
Here's the thing, though. If he says that and she goes, like, here's the thing: how you can change it too.
The only moving on.
No, and this is the reason I love this question.
We're at an hour.
Yeah, here's the thing. This is the reason why I love this question. I didn't realize it was in the agenda, and I got very excited. I can answer this question, and I can show you how he could have come out even better. So he said, I quote, "I don't know. Do you think so?" He could have just gone, "I don't know. Do you think so? All right, I'll see you later." It's the same exact thing.
But you don't question somebody at work. You don't question somebody.
You are in the NFL. How many head coaching positions are there?
Not from that role. See, I'm sorry.
So wait, so we can do that with Andy Reid. We can do that with Bill Belichick.
No.
We can do that with
those guys aren't going to give you shit either. They're going to give you snarky, sarcastic answers too. Don't give me this protective bullshit.
No, what I'm saying,
he is an intense coach. He answered in an intense way, as he should have. She asked a dumb question. He gave a dumb answer. It's fine. Move along.
That's how it should have ended right there. It's a dumb question. Yeah. It was a dumb answer. But to say that
we were there and you wanted to continue.
No. But to say that you don't ask these questions, you could have asked it a different way and still gotten the job done. You still have to ask the question.
You phrase it differently.
Exactly. Move along.
Okay, next. Let's jump into the positivity score. Who wants to start?
Miller, you go because you.
No, I don't know what mine is.
You should already have your number already. You're so unprepared. Come on.
I did this whole fucking agenda, you jackass.
And I already have my positivity score because I'm a professional.
Then you start. You started.
Positivity score at a 6. I'm feeling the vibes, baby. The schedule coming up is weak. We have some possibilities of making some rounds, getting some wins here. We were able to get the win in a situation that we haven't in the past. Caleb's never experienced a win like this because he only has like 7 of them. But
that's what I was gonna say. That's such a horrible comparison.
But he's always fallen back. We've always taken a backseat to situations when we're fought when it comes to resiliency.
That's not true.
This was one that pushed us to the back.
We beat the Green Bay Packers at their home to end the season. So you're wrong on that. Can you tell me how you got
nothing
to 6?
To do with resiliency?
Can you tell me how you got to 6 if the Bears were 3 and Caleb was a 6 last week?
I literally told you that we were a 4.5 last week. We got another win. Now I'm at a 6.
Right. So what increased? Was it Caleb or the Bears?
The Bears, 6-6. Why are you questioning me on this? I'm the only one that fucking does that.
This is the worst game that I think I saw on the offensive side, and you're still consistent with 6 on Caleb.
It was bad. Offensively, it was bad. I think we had 5 drives in the first half where we started before the 50, and we only got 9 points.
I agree. And then we ended up scoring 25.
No,
total.
The second half was
a different
team.
Okay, how many games last year did we score over 20?
Not many.
Not many. Like you're acting like we should be scoring 32 points a game. Like, come on.
We should have.
You know what, Chris? I'm sorry. I'm with Miller. I was at a 4 last week. I think I'm at a 5.5, man. The
Thank you.
defense played well enough to keep us in the game. The offense took a step back, but then did flash a little bit. And then the special teams finally looked good. They actually looked like a competent unit. Finally.
So here's the thing. I agree with you, Ben. I was at a 5, but because we blocked the field goal, that's a half point up on my end. I'm at a 5.5.
So you're giving me shit for 6 when you're.
I'm giving you shit when you go 4.5 to 6. That is such a high jump. That is a horrible.
It was not that impressive of a win. I get that we came back in the last drive, but like that's a pretty big jump for a
yeah.
pretty good game.
And you're saying that the Bears as a whole went 3 up when the offense did not look great. Like
the Bears as a whole, the defense got 4 turnovers. Special teams did fantastic. Bears is a fucking whole, you dumbass.
So that's 2/3. That's 2/3. And you're saying you're giving him the equal performance of Caleb?
I don't know. I don't think he's that far off. I think we're all pretty much on the same boat. 5.5, 6. It's looking up finally.
I just wanted to
the
pick
last
on him.
5 years. It's been 3s, 2s, -1s. We're finally all right around 6.
We're going to get taking this away from us. Jaden Daniels is going to play on Washington. We're going to get our asses kicked, but it's okay. We have 2 weeks to that. All right, let's move along to the fantasy.
I got it.
What the fuck do you want?
I'm hosting. You got to remember, I'm hosting. I do a good job.
I'm out of whiskey. This is getting rough at this point.
Also, I noticed for anyone that's listening, there was a lot more on the fantasy recap. Miller decided to erase probably 30% of what was just in the fantasy recap. So the only thing I have here is injuries.
It's because it was last week's.
Again, why would you cut me off?
You're questioning my agenda when I literally deleted everything from last week.
I love the mute button. All right, so to go on into this fantasy, Malik Neighbors, which I feel bad, tears his ACL. I saw it on Red Zone, and I'm like, that one hurts.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, we can add that one.
I was gonna see if we actually wanted to talk about it. I just want to say, Brian, you fucking asshole! I did not.
You are a fucking asshole.
The picture.
Like, come on, dude.
You should not ever in a group chat at least put a spoiler or some kind of warning. I did not need to see that. Boys, I apologize for sending 10 straight text messages so that it didn't show up every time I read something. That was not.
That was brutal.
That was bad.
Yep. Miller, I see that you have first round grades here for 2 players. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm happy to. I can't think of any other major injuries that occurred. Brock Purdy came up. Apparently, he's getting back on the injury report. Apparently, he might have a toe. We'll see where that goes for the Niners. Other than that, we didn't really have anything. But let's just point out some performers that overexceeded their expectations, and 2 in particular finally showed out for their first round grades in preseason, in Ashton Genty and Drake London. Obviously, we talked about Genty. He went for over 100 yards. I think he was probably close to like 140. And he got, I think, 2 touchdowns. And on top of that, he had some receiving and a touchdown. So he really finally showed out, considering he was drafted in the first round of most fantasy drafts. Other one, Drake London, very similar situation. Finally got the ball from Penix. Penix was finally able to put together a good passing game, over 100 yards, a touchdown for Drake London. So 2 guys that have really started slow to this year, finally putting up some solid numbers there. And then rookie impacts. This week, the rookie running backs finally showed up. Omarion Hampton had a killer game for the Chargers. I think he went for over 100 yards and a touchdown over there. And then, like I mentioned previously, Woody Marks also put a stamp on it. So it's interesting to see how some of these guys are showing out. We'll see what happens with that. Keep an eye on the fantasy. Keep in tune. The season's never over. Even if you're 0-4, come on, still focus.
No, it's over.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Can I just give a quick shout out? Kincaid actually had a decent game, but it still looks like he's not going to be the main tight end from what I'm reading.
I don't know what you're reading because he's up and up in my books.
No, but apparently he got less. I got to read this whole article, but I was trying to find his fantasy numbers, I know that he did very well. If he was in a PPR league, I think he got a touchdown and 4 receptions. So, which
He's been a
Kincaid
pretty
was.
solid tight end this year.
Yeah.
Like overall.
Another name that I wanted to ask you, Samuel. Is it time to keep him out of flex?
Depends if Daniels comes back, doesn't it?
I mean, Miller, you're usually prepared. What's going on here?
Fucking Samuel.
Debo.
Oh, Debo.
Jesus
I thought that's who you were talking about, but I was blanking. He's had a pretty good start to the year. I think a lot of it hinges on, well, first of all, you should not take him out of flex because he's their number one weapon right now. I mean, it's him and Ertz because McLaren's out, so he needs to be there regardless. Obviously, Jaden being out is a huge loss. But yeah, you got to play him.
He says that as he's laughing. That's horrible.
I'm just laughing because I didn't know who the fuck you're talking about. I went to Curtis Samuel. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about this dude for? But
all right,
I mean, you're gonna play him until McLaren comes back and takes stranglehold on this offense. If he does, you got to play him because he's put up pretty good numbers, and they're using him in a lot of different ways, just like the Niners did out of the backfield. He's doing rushes, he's doing the whole 9 yards.
So the reason I bring this up is because there's one name I wanted to hear feedback on. I think I failed horribly with Travis Hunter. I think that experiment has kind of dwindled. So at this point, the flex is becoming an option. What's a good flex option if I need to pick one up from waivers?
You can't ask that without providing some context of waiver opportunities.
Yeah. Who's still out there? I mean,
Well,
you
there's
got
usually articles
some
of
Giants
like,
guys, but you got some Giants guys that are going to get some opportunities now that Neighbors is down. You got some
Wendell
guys.
Robinson's a big one that might be on the waivers. Woody Marks, like I mentioned earlier, he seems to be taking a stranglehold of the backfield in Houston. We have I'm trying to think of some other names that might be out there.
Well, who's the rest of the Dolphins receiver core? You got Jalen Waddle's probably already on the team. But
I mean, are you really going to run out a tight end with what's his name, the rapper?
Waller
had 2 touchdowns
today. 2 tutties today. There's some guys you can look at, but you're going to have to start looking at some injury replacements for some of these star receivers because they're going to get touches.
The one thing that I would like to talk about here for a moment is the quote-unquote backup running back on a lot of teams with older running backs. And what I'm talking about specifically is what's going on in New Orleans with Alvin Kamara and Kendrick Miller, who Kendrick Miller out-touched and outscored him this week. Now, he hasn't done that past weeks, but it is Alvin Kamara. He's getting old. And the other one, I'm going to say it, guys. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has not been good this year. And Justice Hill went off. So I'm not saying give up on Derrick Henry. That's not what I'm saying. But keep an eye out on some of these situations. Like, are they going to keep it? And Nick Chubb, like we mentioned with Woody Marks.
Yeah.
Like you can see situations where not as much in Baltimore because they paid Derrick Henry too much. But like you can see situations where these guys behind these older running backs might start to make an imprint, especially when you're talking about teams that are struggling for offense.
I will say this season has been very difficult to manage. The injuries, I think a lot of people are kind of suffering through the injuries. There's
a lot of injuries.
Yeah, it sucks.
We were blessed last year because there wasn't a lot of running back injuries, but this year there seems to be like injuries all over the place, and not only fantasy but impacting fantasy, like linemen.
Yep.
I think we're averaging like injuries every day of every game day now. Like where before you could go a game where there wasn't like people missing games. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously people get hurt and then they come out and then come back in. But I think every game day we seem to have some kind of injury that is affecting them a day, having them to miss the following week.
We're running long, but we're not going to save this part for next week
because
it'll be irrelevant next week.
Nope,
it'll be relevant next week.
It won't be.
Because if they're going to make a move, they're going to make a move right now.
They're not going to make a move.
Do you think the Bears will make a trade to either help their rushing defense or their pass rush?
They won't do it
No.
during the bye. This is
Or
why
the
I said
running
we could
game?
have. They won't do it during the bye. This is
No.
why I said we could have saved it for next week.
I mean,
There's no point of
he's-
saving it to next week.
He's right. Now would be the ideal time to make a move because then
No.
you have 2 weeks to put a guy into the system. But no, I don't see him making a move. Like, who are you going to get? Who are you going to go after?
There's chatter twofold. I don't think the Jets are going to pull it right now because they just lost Braylon Allen. He may be out for a while with a knee injury. But Brees Hall was a hot topic.
I'd
And
love
also
Brees Hall.
another guy that we just talked about, Alvin Kamara. He's on a
No.
losing team. Why not get rid of him?
No.
Hey, both of those are possibilities. I don't know if Poles is going to pull the trigger. I personally don't want him to pull the trigger, but
Here's my thing. I don't think right now there is a running back that can come into this setup with our offensive line and be productive. I
First
don't
of all,
think
that's wrong. The offensive line isn't the running game problem. It's DeAndre Swift is the problem.
no.
If we
I
had Brees
don't agree
Hall
with
on
that
this
100%.
offense, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. But I think right now Brees Hall would be too expensive to get. But I would absolutely take Brees Hall every day and 3 times on Sunday.
the thing with Brees Hall is you're going to have to pay him a contract because he's going in the contract.
Oh,
year.
right.
This is last year.
That's right.
I don't know how
Well,
you
there you
guys
go.
can
Trade
say
him Komet. Trade him Komet, and I'd take Brees Hall for Komet straight up.
I would too.
Jesus. Literally spent the whole time talking about how he's not going to get moved and how he wants to move him.
I'd move him for Brees Hall.
He loves. He's a fucking Iowa State.
He's an
guy.
Iowa State guy, bro. I'll take him all day long.
Here's my thing, and then we'll end it on this note. I'm more of a guy that I prefer to see trades happening near the trade deadline because that's when you can kind of see if you get better value on your trade. People are either more desperate to get them out or people are willing to pay more, however you want to see it. I always feel like that seems to happen during the trade deadline.
You have a chance to impact your team sooner now. Like, why wait to the trade deadline when you have less games to potentially win and make your team better? Get it better now.
Because I think even with a bye week, you're still working on things. Like me personally, I still don't have full confidence in this offensive line.
What? When it's healthy, it's been
pretty
really,
solid.
really good.
And Chris, I understand your point, but the one thing you're not understanding of this entire situation is you're talking about the incompetent Ryan Poles, and he's probably just going to send anybody a second-round pick and get a running back, regardless of how shitty he is.
Just a random question then. If it was Komet and say a third rounder for Hall, you guys would be okay with that?
I'd do it.
No, I would not be okay with it.
Okay, and then if it's a trade deadline and if it was a straight up Komet for Bryce Hall, would you do it?
Brees Hall.
It's Brees Hall.
Whatever.
Yes, I'd do it.
That's what I'm saying is the value changes when you're closer.
Cole Komet first for Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
What the fuck is that question? Is that?
Listen, I'm just saying I don't see
You're
the
just
value
gonna
right
drop
now.
a third round pick?
Yeah, that's normally how they always operate. If you read how teams talk during the season when it's getting close to the trade deadline, that like if you look at what happened with Parsons, when you look at what happened with Parsons, hold on, stop. When you look at what happened with Parsons, they already had a deal in place, and then it wasn't until they kind of kept waiting, and then Green Bay was like, "We'll add this." And that's when it was gone. You can ask anyone that was reviewing that trade. As soon as Jones heard what he wanted to hear, they did it. So that's what I'm saying. That trade with Parsons got done like this as soon as Jones heard what he wanted to hear.
No shit. That's how all trades work.
Right, but that's when that was done before the season started.
No one in a situation where you're going to be tanking because they're 0-4 at this point. You're not going to be looking for pieces like Cole Komet, who's going to.
Mine was it was